Well, again, everybody, it's Playboy's Ghost Channel. Today I'm going to do a little video that was a suggestion of one of my viewers, and it's greatly appreciated. To show y'all a little bit of what leather I use, and y'all see some of my videos, catch little glimpses of holsters and this, that, and the other. And I've had a few people ask me what in the world I was using, and one guy suggested, hey, why don't you do a video on showing us what kind of leather you use and give us ideas? Okay. So anyway, I brought in a few of my guns. I didn't bring in all of them in here in the house and in the nice AC because it's a little warm outside here in Alabama during beginning of August. So anyway, let's jump right in, and I'll tell you ahead of time, all of my revolvers sitting here are safety checked, and every daggone one of them's loaded. I mean, they're all unloaded except for the cap and ball. And I'm not going to unload it. I just won't point it at my own head and pull the trigger just to make y'all happy. Not because I'm worried about my safety if I did so, but I sure don't want nobody feeling like I was doing something unsafe. Yeah, right. Anyway. Alright, let's see. These two holsters right here, of course, this is a right and a left hand. These are, I just realized that I've got some really bad angle here. I feel like I need to back up or something. Alright. Anyway. Just about everything I've got are Oklahoma leather. Now this right here is one of their black powder holsters. I don't think this holster was. It seemed like when I got this a few years ago, it wasn't even $20 before shipping. And I've got a left hand and a right hand. I use this one primarily for cap and ball, or let's see, man with no name, which is basically like a Navy cap and ball. And believe it or not, since I have done some cutting on this, the Schofield really don't handle too bad in it, which is a little bit of a surprise. Let me straighten y'all up here. I'm sorry, apologize for that. Schofield don't fit too bad in it. A Schofield is just too deep right through here for just about any normal holster that a Colt fits. Between here and here and here and here is all off compared to a Colt. But I cut on this holster. I cut on a lot of my holsters. So that, which I already had that little notch cut out there in the top, so that when drawing a cap and ball, what I started out on, I could start turning it just a little easier with less chance of snagging the front side. But it works out good with a Schofield latch there too. Let me show you what I've done here. I said that I cut on it. I cut on a lot of mine. And sometimes it turns out good, sometimes it don't look as good. I cut a little bit out right here because I like the trigger guard to be a little bit more exposed. And of course, like I said, I cut down right here so that I could turn it faster. It made the gun sit just a little bit deeper, but it still keeps the trigger guard outside here. This one's seen most of my carrying. I've been carrying this one for, I know, at least since 2015. Something like that, 2015, 2016. I think it was 2015 is when I got this holster. And y'all, I don't think I give, like I said, 20 before shipping on this. And here's the left-handed counterpart. You can wear them, reverse them. Let's see, anyway, knocked the camera over, so let's try this again. Left and right hand, relatively cheap holsters, but man, for years they've held up. When these are dead, I'm going to buy two more just like them. I think that was a great value. Set them over to the side. This is another Oklahoma leather. This is a double loop Cheyenne, I believe is what this. I don't think this holster was $30, $28, $35 before shipping, something like that. And this is in 5.5 inch. Right now I don't have anything in 5.5 inch, but 4 3/4 fits in it perfectly fine too. Thunderball goes in there too, just like this Pistolero does. And that's not a bad holster at all. Like I said, once again, Oklahoma leather. I've had this one for a few years and have had no arguments or complaints against it. Let's see. Where am I at now? Set that one aside. This was exactly the same thing except cross draw. This was just like this double loop Cheyenne. the body of the holster was the same, but I cut some of it off here because I wanted this down for 4 3/4 only. I cut the tip off. As you can see, I cut the back flap off that has the loops and everything on it, and I just sewed right here. I just put a few holes through it and sewed it through here to tighten it up like so it would fit on my belt better. I carry this of course cross draw, and two of my favorites, well, the ones I carry in it, are the Thunderball and again Pistolero. Carry these cross draw a lot in that one holster. Once again, I did some cutting on it here, and I think, yeah, I put a hole in this one and made this this hammer thong. So anyway, it seemed like it was a little bit more secure that way. Because see, this is the same kind of holster and it don't have a hole for a hammer thong. And just about all of my holsters, by the way, I will, especially if they have this big back flap, I'll put a few holes in here and I'll stitch them to the back of this to get it to not pull up on the belt so much when I go to draw. And I'll show you what belt I'm using, and you'll see why. This ain't no big fancy tooled cartridge belt or nothing. This is Oklahoma leather, and I've been using this one for years. This belt I don't think was $20, and it's not that wide. That's the reason. But it is as sturdy as it can be. I've carried 454 Casuls. I've carried Super Blackhawk, Bisley 454. I've carried this Blackhawk 44 Magnum with this belt. I've carried 2 pistols this belt. When this one dies, I'll be getting another one just like it. It works fine. I ain't gonna worry about the fact that I didn't pay much for it. As a matter of fact, to me, that's a bonus. All right, this holster, I don't know who made this one. This came with my dad's, when I inherited my dad's Super Blackhawk 44 Magnum. Don't know what it is, but it was his gun, his holster. I'll probably keep them together until one of my kids either can whoop me, I die, or something to that effect. Oh, yeah, that's probably about when they'll get them. Let's see here. Set that into the side. This one is, this is another Oklahoma leather. But y'all, I've done a lot of cutting on this. It kind of looks butchered. But I wanted something a little bit faster drawing since I'm carrying a 7.5 inch in it. This is a Slim Jim that I'm carrying like that. Now, that don't look like much, but that's actually a lot faster drawing for a 7.5 inch than you would think it would be. And once again, I don't think, especially like if you go to Buffalo Arms or to, I also sometimes get mine from, see, what is it, Old South? Something, I can't remember. It's in Alabama, and I've ordered so many things from them, and I can't believe that's escaped me. That's old age coming on, ain't it? Anyway, once again, inexpensive holster. I keep this gun, by the way, I keep that loaded with 45 coat black powder cartridges just about all the time. And I'll load them right back up as soon as I get done with this video. The rest of them I keep loaded up with smokeless, like it makes any difference in this presentation. And then there's this holster that I got from Duke Frazier. This is one I won on his giveaway. And I believe, y'all, he's still taking orders, making and selling these. Now, if I'm wrong about that and I'm giving him a workload that he can't handle, and I don't believe that's the case, I believe he is taking orders for them, then I apologize, Duke, if I should have checked up with you first, but I believe you're still making them, believe you're still selling them, and y'all, I recommend it. In this one, sometimes I can carry the single action, the 4 3/4 single actions, but I got this one primarily for the days that I feel like putting on my black frock, my black planter hat, and wanting to do a Cullen Bohannon type impression, putting a Griswold off in it. And not a 44 Griswold, but a 36 Griswold. Made pretty close. Close as you can get in the last long time anyway. Since the plant shut down in Georgia back in 1864 anyway. About as close as you can get. And then this is my Confederate rig. Y'all see this in my black powder videos when it comes to doing my J.P. Murray carbine and my Enfield 577s, 58 calibers, whatever you want to call them. This belt and the plate, which this is a lead-filled plate like it's supposed to be. Got the cap pouch on it for musket caps, which I've still got a few musket caps in it. All this right here is from the Blockade Runner out of War Trace, Tennessee. I've been doing business with them for years and years. I started doing business with them when I got into mounted Confederate cavalry reenacting back in 1998. And I've still got a lot of my gear that I got in 1998, 99, and 2000 that is still working great. Now this stuff I've bought new just within the last few years. I think, oh shoot, been about 3 years, something like that. And so I haven't really put a whole lot of hard miles on this, but you got your standard, military flat poster. And this is a cavalry carbine box for, well hell, I still got a cartridge in it. Guess I need to look at that once in a while, don't I? For Federal cavalry, I'm probably, I'm using this, of course, now I'm Confederate to the core, so y'all know I ain't playing Federal. But captured stuff, a mixture, hodgepodge of some captured stuff and a little bit of Federal equipment. I am probably going to let this cartridge box go in favor of a 69 caliber, older pattern 69 caliber cartridge box with a sling that goes over your shoulder. There was a good bit of them used by the Confederacy out, through the war, and especially with the Confederate cartridge being longer, it really needs the room. When you got the 10s and the 69s, see, these kind of stand up a little high in here. I can make these work, but with those 10s and everything, sometimes they claim that the Federal 58 pattern box is a little bit short. I don't know, I've never tried one, but that 69 caliber box they say is just about perfect. It's just right, as old Bear told the little girl before they ate her. So anyway, let's see. That's my single action stuff and Confederate stuff. Now, just for the heck of it, my two double actions. Got the little TAR 605 357 Magnum. It rides at a pocket holster that's an Uncle Mike's. I think I got this at Walmart. Size number 3. What can I say? It's pretty straightforward. This is for when I'm not supposed to have a gun. Just about every single place that I go that I'm not supposed to have a gun, I've got that gun. And then this dirty, dusty holster. This is made in Alabama. I can't think of the name of it, and I should probably brush up before I do a holster video and remember the names of these. This one's made over toward Gadsden, Alabama. I'll put the name of the company in the description box down below when I go in there and look it up. But this is just a standard cheapo nylon holster. Hey, the company stood behind it. My other one, I've had this in a little while. I broke a thumb break on it. The company sent me another no questions asked, and they had it in the mail before I hung up the phone, I think. So, hey, it's a cheap holster. And, wait a minute, there's a name on it. Y'all, anybody else going blind in their old age? We know it's a size 12. Let's see. Protec Outdoors is what it is. Protec Outdoors. And like I said, it's made here in Alabama, so I like it. This is dirty as it can be because I wear this thing when I'm mowing grass, when I'm chasing stray dogs and Yankees out of my yard. I've got this on. If I know the Yankees are coming, I go and get something better. Because, you want to make a good show of it. When the Yankees are in your yard, you want to be wearing this and toting your musket. That's just all there is to it. So anyway, that's a little bit of what I use. There's nothing fancy. With the exception of the holster that I told you that I got from Duke Frazier, and then nothing I've got's all that special. Everything else is just off the shelf, relatively inexpensive. This is handmade with love, Duke Frazier. Check him out. So anyway, y'all, let's see. I can't think of anything else to hold y'all up jabbering on about. So, anyway, want to thank y'all for watching. Being patient when it takes me a little while to get out a few videos. So anyhow, y'all have a good one. Thanks for watching.